You have one of those days, maybe it's work, maybe it's family. It's not really particularly terrible, but it's tough. You make decisions, you say things maybe you don't mean. You're trying to get through. It's people always talk about it being a Monday, and you struggle. And you get done and you clock out or you get finished with whatever your day is supposed to be, and you just don't feel like going anywhere. You don't feel like doing anything. You want to go to your favorite watering hole. You want to go by the bar and you want to sit with your friends, and you don't have the energy to do it. You just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go. And it's not because you don't like your friends, but you're so exhausted with everything in life. You don't want to go. You can't even turn the steering wheel in that direction. It's very confusing and very frustrating. But somehow you do. For some reason, maybe your truck or your car just drives itself there out of habit. You walk inside and you sit down. And the moment you sit down, you're glad you showed up. The moment you sit down, you feel better. Well, I just sat down in this bar, and I feel better. You could say it's a liberating feeling. I wouldn't assume to speak on your behalf, but there's certain things that we can all say and we can all agree about that are in common. That would be one of them. I'm going to start off with the drink tonight. I would prefer not to drink alone, but as you all are well aware, I just might. I've been left alone drinking by myself on many an occasion, and so have you. Don't act like you've never drank alone before. So I'm going to raise a glass right now, and then we'll get to the program. We'll kick this pig and see where it ends. Now, everybody calm down. One drink's fine. Just take one. Good Lord. Oh, well, good Lord. Apologies for the podcast being put up late today. Did you guys catch that? Did you guys catch that podcast? You believe what my wife said about me? Yeah. Calling me a 3-minute man, and it could have gone both ways. You could have been finished by then and other stuff. To some of the stuff she says to me, I mean, absolutely. And then I talk about, we had a fan asked us what our first kiss was, not with each other. So I said mine, and I was making reference to the girl. We were young, 4th grade, and how the girl that I had kissed ended up becoming a beauty queen type person. And that doesn't count now. You didn't count 4th grade. She wasn't a beauty queen in 4th grade. God, everything I do, she was beating the shit out of me. I mean, I was literally, I was in the corner. I was Muhammad Ali, only I wasn't doing the rope-a-dope. I was getting my ass handed to me. Fuck. She makes it so hard. I don't know what to tell you. I'd like to feel better about myself in those things, in those situations, but when your wife just undermines you, you know what the worst part about women is? When we're discussing something with you women, why do you use facts? And you know what's really weird is you guys are emotional wrecks 99% of the time, but all of a sudden, when we're arguing, you're using facts and logic. And never seen you guys use facts and logic with anything ever. But boy, oh boy, when it comes time for an argument, women just go right to the chaff falls away and just the wheat is left, and it's something to behold. Let me tell you. Oh, I don't even know how to describe this. Anyway, between the sheets, for those of you who don't know, between the sheets, I have a separate monitor over to my left, to your right. And it is another monitor, and it has Google Docs or Google Sheets open. And my wife is in the other room, and she is copying and pasting the things that you say that are worth repeating, worth answering, worth addressing. Remember, if I'm talking up here, I can't read what's going on down there. So, therefore, we have my wife is between the sheets where she's supposed to be, and she's copying and pasting, which is not her best work between the sheets, but that's what we're going to use her for tonight. Birthday celebrations. Luke is 41 today. Aaron Locke, which is 35 tomorrow. And Gwen Tingle says, hello, General. Handsome as always. So happy birthday to you guys. And thank you, Gwen, for showing up. Gonzo Teacher, thanks for this channel. You guys are great. Thanks, Gonzo. Appreciate you. Terry Knowles. You know, Terry Knowles. Been around a little bit. You guys know the name. Terry Knowles. Been around a while, right? Upgraded to the Bottom of the Glass Nation membership. Thank you very much. For those of you who don't know, there's all sorts of cool secret stuff that you can do if your name is green, but your name has to be green. If your name isn't green, then you can't go do those things. You'd be amazed at the stupid stuff that my wife and I argue about. And Terry Knowles was one of them. We got into an argument a long time ago, Terry Knowles, because the name is spelled Tarry. And I said, it's a guy. And my wife says, no, it's a girl. I said, no, it's a guy. She goes, it's a chick. I go, it's not a chick, it's a guy. We're going back and forth. Then she goes into some half-rational explanation on why Tarry is a girl's name. And I'm like, that's bullshit. It could be a guy's name. You don't know, especially in today's world. You could look at a dude and you don't know that it's a girl or it's a guy. You look right at him and like, okay, you got an Adam's apple and a bulge in your pants. I'm still going with guy. And you might be wrong according to today's standards. And so then she proves to me that it's probably a girl's name, or it is a girl's name. And then I'm yelling back at her, well, who names themselves Tarr? Who spells it that? This is a major argument in our kitchen. Yeah. So I blame you guys. I blame the extras. I blame the Legion for causing problems in my marriage. These are deep-rooted, seating problems. No, we take these issues all the way upstairs to the bedroom, and we fight. We dig in our trenches. And right as I'm falling asleep, that bitch will lean over and whisper in my ear, Terry's a girl. I can't stand. Oh, it just gets me so angry. I know the important things in life. That's what you got to hang on to, and we do. Believe me. John Stephenson. Oh, here we go again. We got an argument last year. John Stevenson. I forget which one I picked, but she picked the opposite, and we got yelled at the whole time by you guys because some were you on her side, some were on my. John Stephenson. Why does it? It looks like Stephenson to me. If it was Stevenson, wouldn't it be a V? I don't know, man. I'm thinking nuts and bolts. I'm thinking looking out my front door. John Stephenson dropped $9.99, $10, turned my whole screen yellow, but I'm probably fucking that name up. The Shoeless One gifted 5 Gen X Talks memberships. Far out, man. Let's see if we can figure out where those went. Let's see. No, she didn't do it. Gifted 5 memberships, and all she wrote down was Casey Boltinghouse. So I know there's 5 memberships out there, but Casey's the only one who got one. Unless there's only one person on here who needed a membership, it's possible. Luke Prather, first time showing up. Luke, thanks for hanging out. I hope I don't disappoint you. The responsibility's on me tonight. It's like a first date. You just sit back and relax. I'll do all the work. Sweets, I want to know what's in the black box with the combo lock. I still don't know. Now, for those of you who listen to the live stream, did we talk about the live stream, or was it just on the yeah, we put it up on the subscriber sites. If you're a YouTube member in the community section, if you're a member of Patreon, if you're on Facebook, the General's Lunchbox, if you're part of that crew, we put up a couple pictures and a story. But it was on the podcast, the audio podcast. We talked about it live when it happened. And a delivery guy brought a black Foot Locker and dropped it off at my house. And there's some paperwork on it, but it just says where it's been. And it had my son-in-law's name in a real small, not to him, not from him. It just had his name attached to it. And he was on deployment overseas. It's a true story. And there's a combination lock on it. So I tried to get a hold of him immediately, which I couldn't do. Eventually I did, and he's like, don't worry about it. Just leave it there. I said, well, am I supposed to protect this thing? Bury it in the backyard? Don't touch it because it's radioactive? Do I need a Geiger counter to see how close I can get to it? And he goes, it's best if you don't let anybody see it. I said, well, it's a black box. There's nothing to see. He says, yeah, just move that someplace else and pretend you don't know about it. Okay. I said, am I going to get to see the contents? He's like, oh yeah, it's for you. I said, but you don't want me to open it. No, don't open it. Well, not that I could. I got bolt cutters and a blowtorch. I'll get in that motherfucker. It'll be fucking open. And he was very clear. Above all else, do not put heat anywhere near that box. I said, so no cutting torch. He goes, no. He goes, no cutting torch. If you get it, he told me, if you go near with a cutting torch, make sure your homeowner's insurance is paid up. Okay. So I'm letting you guys know the mystery box is now there, but I can't touch it. I can't open it. He won't tell me what's in it. It has something to do with for me, and it's from overseas. Here, and I got into this argument too. Can I not call it the Orient? Isn't it? Do you guys remember when Eastern Asia was just called the Orient? And if you didn't know someone's nationality, if they were Japanese or Chinese or Korean or Filipino or from Vietnamese, Cambodia, you would say they're Oriental. It wasn't. I never thought of that as a slur. Now I know what slurs are. I know if you call someone from Poland a Polak, even though that's probably the Polish people are maybe that's a legitimate name, but I also know that we as Americans turned that into a slur. When I was a kid, if you were a Polak, it was something bad, even though that's probably just a regular thing. But I never considered saying Oriental a slur. I don't even know why you would consider it a slur. Is it something where you're like, don't group us all together? Is that what it means? Because my wife chastised me. I said something about that. I'm like, it's the Orient. That's, there was a movie, The Orient Express, a book probably too. I heard that people write things down on pages and people read them. I've heard tell. So I thought Oriental was, they're from the Orient. Now I'm getting yelled at for that because when I said that the box is from the Orient, I got in trouble. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Even, I mean, I'm not trying a racial joke or anything. Believe me, racial humor is the best humor out there in my opinion. I love racial humor. It's funny as hell. But that wasn't one of them. I wasn't saying anything. I was asking. Now I'm asking you, what the fuck, man? You can't say that part of Asia is from the Orient. It was very mysterious. I like saying, I would say, instead of North Korea and South Korea, if someone said they're from the Orient, it's like mysterious, right? It's kind of cool. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. I don't know, but you guys have to let me know. What the fuck do I know about it? God damn, son of a bitch. Tori Randolph, member for 6 months. General, your lucky Gen X mom talks to you after not buying her that bottle of perfume yet. Tori, I actually did make a purchase for a bottle of perfume. Now, you didn't set any parameters, and this perfume shit's been going on for a month now. For those of you who have been following Gen X Talks and the adventures of the Gen X Talks family, this bullshit about maybe longer than that, maybe it's 2 months now. All right. I pulled over on the side of the road, and this dude had a bunch of stuff out on a white fold-up table on a dirt corner, and I went through some of his stuff there, and he had bottles of perfume. I gave him $1, and I got 2 bottles, and I brought them home. And now, technically, we're done. I have bought the perfume. She has received the perfume. She has smelled the perfume. The perfume bottles went into the trash can, but it's done. The transaction is complete. All right? There wasn't rules. There wasn't conditions. You didn't say that I had to spend a certain amount of dollars per ounce, and I have stopped. I put forth the effort and completed the job. All right? So get off my back about it. It's done. John Stephenson, 999. We talked about that. Sherry Dozier, I love you, dude. You remind me of my daddy. God rest his soul. I sure miss you when I was a daddy's girl. It's obviously I've never had the opportunity to be a daddy's girl, but I will tell you as a keen observer of human nature that there is absolutely a special bond in a lot of cases between daughters and their dads, their fathers. That daddy's girl thing where you get a grown man who is wrapped around the finger of his baby girl, and it is a real thing, and it's real strong. It's a real strong bond. I feel for you. I can't pretend to be in your place on that, but I apologize for not having that feeling. I know that's got to be something you miss. However, I'm very grateful that you find some correlation between him and I. That does make me feel good. Thank you for writing that. Nail Lover, member for 10 months. Nail Lover's 2 months away from her big red one. Terry Knowles, here we go with the A. I'm a guy. It is spelled like the word as in don't tarry too long. So I was right. This whole time, Terry says, I'm a guy. This whole time that I've been getting kicked in the balls every time we have this conversation, turned out the general was right. Turned out, honey, I hope you can hear me in the office. I was right. That's right. God damn, this is time for a goddamn celebration. If there ever was one, this is it. There's not too many times when my wife, and she's not going to take this information graciously. No. Do you think she's going to walk out here and say, honey, I was proven wrong and you were right, and I do apologize for all the ways I've been behaving. Do you think that's the kind of treatment I'm going to get? I don't think so. You're out of your goddamn mind. The most I can hope for is for her to lean out here and go, it could have gone either way. It could have been my way. That's what she's going to say. Oh, man. Little victories in life, man. Those are the ones you have to savor. Little victories in life. And that was one for me. In fact, that was one for all mankind, all men across the planet. Every time we get a victory, we should all congratulate each other. They're few and far between. Disney Kid, member for 6 months. Evening General from Hollywood Studios. Woody's Roundup Barbecue Restaurant. Cali Cat and I wish you guys were here. We do too. We've been down that way. Not nearly as much as you. No. We don't get to go 3 times a month to Disney World. But yes, I wish I was there with you too. I'd like nothing better than me sitting there enjoying some barbecue back east. Dawson Mercier? Do you like the U.S. Marines? Dawson Mercier, do you like the U.S. Marines? Well, that's kind of a generalized question. If you're just asking me, do I like the United States Marine Corps? If I'm going to answer honestly, because I took an oath at the beginning of this live stream and I don't want to perjure myself, so I'm compelled to tell the truth. No, I do not like the United States Marine Corps. I fucking love the United States Marine Corps. Absolutely love those guys. No homosexual tendencies implied. All right? But there is not a more badass motherfucking institution than those guys. And when all you liberal crybabies and you win Benjamin's life and then they're coming in there, when everybody's coming down on you, when they're coming after you, when they invade and they're taking over your personal space, and they don't give a shit about, your fucking bedroom tendencies at all. They're just going to kill all of us. All of a sudden, you're very much in favor of sending the Marines in because they're going to fucking get the job done. Even if there's one guy left, he's still... I want you to picture something here. Now, I've been paying attention to the Marine Corps and studying the Marine Corps, along with the military in general, for a long time. I want you to realize if there is 12 Marines charging 50,000 enemy, they're going to charge without even thinking about it. They know their plan. They know what they're doing. They're going in. If 11 of them die... the last guy fucking keeps charging. He doesn't come home and go, I want to write a book about what happened. I want to tell my bosses, it didn't work out and 11 of us died. The fucking guy keeps going. That's the Marine Corps. If you think I'm full of shit, go look at some of the stuff they fucking done ever since their inception. Yeah, it's badass. Do I like the Marine Corps? No. I fucking love the Marine Corps, 100% with all my heart. If there was dudes that are down on their luck, I'm helping those dudes out first. I'm helping soldiers out first. I'm helping policemen out first. I'm helping firemen out first. Yeah, before I help dudes like me, I'm helping dudes like them. I'm nothing. I'm just a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. I don't count for shit. Those dudes make a difference in the world. Those, just by waking up in the morning and being a Marine, there are millions of people that rethink what they're going to do. they rethink what they're going to fucking do in the world. Like, we should fuck around today, but the Marines are out there. There's the United States Marine Corps. Yeah, let's go over here. Let's have breakfast. You think I'm wrong. There's decisions that countries make differently because the Marine Corps exists, because they know those dudes wake up every day waiting for orders to go fuck with them. They just wake up going, the Marine Corps wakes up, can we go fuck with somebody today? You got anybody needs to be dead? And we're the guys, no, not today. All right, we'll go do some shit. That's the other thing that I like about the Marine Corps. And this is the only part of the armed services in my country, in the United States, that I believe that feels this way, is that there's certain politics involved in all the armed services, as you might have noticed. And what they do is when you're in the Army, you can get to a job description in the Army that you are considered no longer deployable. Do you understand? It's like, well, we're gonna have some stuff go on over in the Eastern Pacific area. Let's get everybody out. No, this guy is in a non-deployable position. He is now a career counselor or whatever he is, or he's a recruiter. Recruiters, like I think in the Army and the Air Force and the Navy, when you're a recruiter, when you're a career counselor, something like that, you're in a non-deployable position. You can't get deployed anymore to go do stuff. You don't have to carry a gun. And when you sign the contract in the Marine Corps, can you bang on that fucking window? Jules. She ain't doing shit in there. Fucking dogs, goddamn fucking enemies of mine, these dogs. When you get into the Marine Corps, when you sign the contract to go into the Marine Corps, when you become a United States Marine, you sign away, says no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are in the Marine Corps, you are a Marine first. No matter what, we can always tell you to pick up a fucking weapon and go, and you go. There's no such thing as a non-deployable position. I would even be willing to guess, and this is just a blind guess from a guy who doesn't know shit, but I'd be willing to bet you that if you're a 4-star general in the Marine Corps, you can still grab that pistol and go, and that motherfucker would go. All right. You're over here? Oh, not on mine. Oh, PayPal. God, I know. Fuck me. All right. Mrs. Four's after me? Jesus Christ, what did I do? I didn't do anything wrong today. All right, I forgot to put up the PayPal link so we can collect money because money's not the first thing on my mind, apparently. I also don't remind you guys to hit the like and subscribe. You guys know all the shit you do whenever you watch a YouTube video and the dude says, oh, hit the like and subscribe and to join our team and support this channel. I know. I forget to do all that shit. Fuck. I'm sorry, it's just not on my mind. My thing isn't always get subscribers, get money, get contributions. I just want to fucking have a good time with you guys. But I know that it's necessary. The kid tells me all the time, Dad, you didn't start by telling everybody to hit the bell and subscribe. And I forgot. I'm sorry. It's just not on my fucking mind. There's like a handful of you that are like, you need to be doing that. Mrs. Four is one of them. You need to be doing that. It's important. Well-rounded channel. You need to do all the stuff. We know how you feel, but you need to do that. I'm sorry. I fucking forget. I'm hanging out with you guys, all right? Just kick me in the balls again, Mrs. Four. Carl Gerard, our famous Frenchman from 19 trim a whole screen orange, $20 to my grandpa Leo, rest in peace, fought at Iwo Jima. I have his Purple Heart and uniforms. That's what I'm fucking saying. That right there. Iwo Jima. That, keep fucking going. Do you Guadalcanal. Do you understand? Guys, some of that stuff that those guys did, and I know I'm going to tell you that not every Marine is brave, okay? Not every Marine is courageous. Not every Marine is gunning for a fight. That's true. A lot of them are. That's why they're Marines. But even the ones that aren't, they go anyway. Yeah. They summon that thing inside of them and they fucking get it done. You can have the Marines will talk to each other about some shit. It's like, look, dude, if we don't sacrifice half of us to go fucking take this hill, they're just going to send somebody back here after we're done failing to do our job for us. So we might as well get it fucking done. Let's go. If someone's going to do it, it's going to be us. And they go do it. It's one of the most amazing things you've ever seen. Just like firemen, when everyone's running out of a burning building, when everyone's running out of a collapsing building, firemen are running in. Do you understand that? That there's death and destruction and despair and the whole world's collapsing and thousands of people are running away screaming with their hair on fire. Firemen are running the other direction. They're running in. I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass again. Well, hi, honey.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm still struggling to get my head in the right place.
Well, you're at the right bar.
But I'm at the right bar. Being here is helping a lot. It
Good.
really is.
Good. Hello, everyone. Gen X Mom here. I have a couple PayPals. $50 from Mrs. Four.
Mrs. Four.
Thank you, General. How about a studio update? And this is for the studio fund.
All right.
And the other one is from Edward, $10, did not allocate.
Unallocated funds are going to the whiskey fund, Edward. Thank you for getting me drunk. Mrs. Four and to everyone else. Now, if you guys are part of Patreon, if you guys are members of the YouTube community, there's hidden stuff. As soon as you become a member and you go to the community section, it pops up. I don't know what it looks like on your end. Sometimes we used to write members only, but then someone said, dude, don't do that. It tells us that what we're viewing is a members only thing. And I said, all right, well, tell no more. But we passed. Did you guys see the video today? The video, we passed our final inspection today. The shell of the studio is now built, in place, and passed inspection. City has signed off. We're good to go. Now we can go to the next phase. But as I'm walking around inside of it with my wife, Gen X Mom, she's like, okay, so tell everybody what you're doing. And I'm like, we're not live. She goes, no, I'll record it. I said, well, I don't, they don't want it. She goes, no, they do. So she backed all the way up into one corner, and it really doesn't show you the scope that it's a little bigger than it looks. Not much, but it's a little bigger than it looks. Much the same phrase I use at the beginning of sex. And I said, here's where the desk will go, the half moon desk. Here's where the table will go. And then we even posted some pictures that showed, well, like what Joe Rogan's and Conan O'Brien's desk, so you guys could get a look at what we're talking about, what we're shooting for. And I know things are fluid and they change, but at least you guys will get the idea. But if you're on Patreon, if you're on the General's Lunchbox on Facebook, or if you're a member of YouTube in the community section, you could have to see all that. We did like a 2 or 3 minute video of me talking, going, here's where this is going to go. Here's where this is going to go. And here's the walls. And here's I mean, I told you guys what kind of been going through our minds now that we're at that stage. So if you want to see that, go look. But you got to be part of that to go see. So hopefully, I can't tell right now. Hopefully, the moderators are putting up those links, let you go see what's going on. All right. So, yeah, the studio update is past final inspection. We're done. Now, Tough Shed, because that's really all this is I would call it a barn, but you guys who have real barns would laugh at me and go, that wouldn't even hold our shovels and rakes. It probably wouldn't. But city folk call it a barn. City folks call it a barn. And Tough Shed's coming out, and they sent me a note and said, hey, we've had so many problems with this thing. We want to show up. We want to talk about your stuff. We want to make sure everything's how you like it. Let's walk the property together. Let's look at everything. The fucker better show up with a fifth of whiskey in his hand. I would. That's how I would show up. And one of the dudes, two of the dudes that I know, that they watch the show. They watch the program. So he's probably making a whiskey in hand. Going to bring it with me. Good. That's what we want. And I think everything's okay. There was a couple things on the paint. If you were listening to the audio podcast, I talked about that. I actually shared some brand new information with my wife. And boy, you couldn't you guys listening to the audio podcast, when I told her that stuff, did you not feel her heart sink? Did you? Come on, tell me you did. I did. I was watching going, oh, I shouldn't have said that. It was that way. Every little thing. The project has gone on so fucking long now. Do you realize we should have been done last October, November for a fucking shed? Yeah, and they fucked up all the shit on their end. Every bit of it. It was nothing to do with us. For the first time in my life, I didn't fuck something up. It was not because of me. So they're going to come out. We're going to talk about some stuff. The paint is a thing I take issue with. I gave my wife a little warning. I said, well, if you go do this at this time in the morning, she didn't go do it. I don't think she wanted to know. I think she was, hi, you're back, beautiful.
I'm back.
You know, did you go somewhere today when I was crashing out in the room trying to suffer through my nerve thing?
No, why?
Because you look like you went somewhere. You're dressed like you went to, you got the, well, other than your jammy bottoms right
We
now.
were supposed to go run errands today, but we didn't. But then
Oh, but you look good.
Yeah,
I'm not
thank
saying
you.
you look good from the top up, like your jammy.
I have my jammy bottoms on and my Crocs right now.
But the rest of you, it looks like you're ready to go out and go hang out and do some stuff.
We were going, and then everything just kind of collapsed.
You know what? That's a good trick for me, because now all I need to do, if I want you to look this way every day, just tell you we might be going somewhere, and you'll
Shut up.
get all fixed up.
Shut up. $25 from Mark Wiedow. Just a small donation for the Lionheart OG Fund.
And Mark, that's not a small donation. You know, if everybody gives $5, we could get it done. You know, we can get where we're going with this. But that's the next thing. So Mrs. 4 wanted the update. Let me continue. So we were supposed to have a meeting today that, well, to be frank with you, Gen X Mom fucked up the meeting. I talked to Lionheart, OG, one of our senior staff members here at Gen X Talks, and I said, hey, how about a Zoom call? How about or we can jump in a Discord room and just talk for a few. You know, sometimes we do stuff in Discord where we're talking and people jump in the room, and I'm like, okay, this isn't an open conversation. This is staff. We don't mind if you listen, but mind your own fucking business. Just shut up, and we will let you listen while we have a staff meeting. We've done that before. And, you know, but then people start talking like, well, I have a suggestion. Now you're out. And then we leave. We go to a different room. But sometimes we do that where we just go and talk and people want to come in and just listen to what's going on with the things we're talking about in staff. I guess some people find that interesting. So we were setting up a meeting today, and I asked my wife, said, hey, do you want, Lion and I are going to talk about stuff. Do you want to be part of it? She goes, yes, I do. And right about the time we were supposed to have the meeting, she goes upstairs and goes and takes a nap. By the time she got done, it was late, and I was hurting so bad, I went upstairs and sat in my big old comfy chair and tried not to hurt anymore because my fucking nerve thing's back again. And then we blew off the whole meeting because she's not going to have the meeting without me. I wasn't having the meeting without her. Meanwhile, Lion's over there drinking, going, shot number 9, shot number 11, shot number 14. Fuck it. I can't attend the meeting anymore. And we blew it off. We need to do it tomorrow. But the next phase of this is to have a meeting about dates and times. What can we do? What can't we do? And I really think Lion is biting off more than he can chew here. He wants to come out and do some stuff. I'm like, dude, let's just concentrate on the studio. You know, I don't want him to damage his family, his financial situation, because I could not. There's no way I could pay him to be out here and make the money he's making. Let's say he spent 4 or 5 weeks. I couldn't do it. You know, I'd want to, but I don't think I could do it. So, you know, I'm trying to keep him like, I don't want to fuck up his end, even though he's super enthusiastic. Now he's talking about driving out here because you'd have all his gear, he'd have all his tools with him, which that makes sense. But now that's 2 days of driving and then hotel rooms and food. And, if you're gone on the road longer than 3 days, there's all the hookers you got. It's just expensive. There's hidden expenses that go along when you're on the road and you're on the road for a long period of time. So we have to have a meeting. We got to talk about some of that stuff, and we'll see. But that's the next phase of it. Once we nail down a date, then we move forward with what we're doing. I got to call Loud One wanted me to call him today because he wants to make a donation in the form of an auction, a one-of-a-kind auction item that nobody else has, and there's not 2 of. So I was supposed to call him today, and I got all fucked up, and I couldn't, but I need to call Loud One, and he's offered a chunk to help build some of the, he's not looking at the list on Amazon. There's an Amazon wish list of super expensive stuff we can't afford, but there's also gift cards on there. But Loud One has stepped in and said, look, you're going to need nails and screws and drywall. You're going to need conduit. You're going to need some stuff. And I said, yeah. He's like, okay, let me get behind you guys on that stuff, which is smart. I can't put that stuff up on a website as a wish list. What am I going to say? I need, 22 sheets of half-inch drywall. Where do you put that? So Loud One's come in and said, look, and he's talking to me. He's like, if I give this much, can you match that much? Let's get this covered. And I'm thinking about Lion's list. Yeah, we can do that. So we're moving in that direction. I just have to move in the right order. I don't want to start getting people and money and things committed until I know the order that we're doing stuff in, right? So that's the next step is to talk to Lion and get things locked in. And then there's people that live in town that want to come by. David Black offered to swing out if he could. Mike Perkins wants to come down, and he's got some family down here, but there's some family issues. But he's going to be down here for a little bit, and he's nearby. So we may have 5 or 6 or 7 people during the week that can just, if we can all follow directions with what Lion's saying, we can probably help out quite a bit. So, we got some things in place. Things are coming together. People are sacrificing time and energy and money to get us across the finish line. We just got to do it in the right order. As long as I don't fuck it up, because typically I do. I find a way to fuck up a good thing, but I'm trying not to. So, Mrs. 4, I hope that is a good update for you. I hope that gets you in the right direction. The next big part is getting Lion here and getting through the build. And it won't be super expensive to do the interior and rough it all in and get it where we want it. The problem is going to be the expense of the equipment that goes in once that part's done. So we may do things in steps there. We may, when we can afford this, we'll plug it in, buy it and plug it in. But we're going to have everything done so that literally we can pull more wire, whatever we need, through big conduit to every place in there. Every place is going to have an outlet. Every place is going to have a mount for stuff, so we don't fuck it up. We can do that stuff, and then it's totally serviceable without taking anything apart. There's a couple challenges that I didn't bring up to Lion. I'm sure he'll have an answer for, but like one of them is that we got the studio really tall with lofts so that we can store a bunch of stuff up there, which we need to do. However, that once I looked inside there, that presented 2 problems. One, it's not insulated. When it is 110 outside, that is going to fucking cook us. And we can't just start stapling bats in up there, if you guys know what those are, because wouldn't that be bad for breathing it with the pink insulation, even if it's paper-backed? And what am I going to do? Tell Lion, hey, can you drywall a ceiling that's at like 3 different angles? Now I've got myself in a corner where I'm going to have to ask for a favor, and I don't know how to. I'm not. Then the noise, like one person brought up and if you guys look at the descriptions, now you've created an echo chamber. No extra doors, no extra windows. Keep out the outside noise out. Keep the inside noise in, which is great. Until you realize you just put yourself in a big hollow tube, and now it's going to make noise. What do? Put it on a drop ceiling? How do you? I mean, I'm just there's some challenges that came up today in your guys' observations of the video and the pictures. A couple of you went, "Oh shit, what about this?" And I'm like, "Fuck, yeah, what about that?" And then a couple that I made too. So I'm not going to explain them all to Lion because I don't want to discourage him from coming out. I want him to think everything's fine. We'll break the bad news to him when he's got a drink in his hand and he's standing here. He's already here. He can't go home. That's when we'll tell him what he's really up against. So yes, the donations for PayPal, the donations. I don't know if you guys saw the link on there for if someone put up the link for the wish list on Amazon. It's expensive. There are little gift cards. If everybody's just giving $5, then we can get to a point where I can kick in some cash and we can get one of the big things. But there's a long way to go. But we're going to attack it as ferociously as we can. So we'll see. I may have to go to a rich uncle and beg for money. The Shoeless One dropped in $50. Shoeless Joe Jackson out there dropped half a fucking C note, turned my entire screen pink. Now let's get Lionheart out there. Travel fund. We're getting him out here. And we got enough money to get him here and get him a couple bucks. That much we got. Now we're starting to work on finishing with enough money so he'll stick around and do a good job. And we got to have the supplies. If he shows up with a hammer in his hand and he's swinging it around, we still have to have the nail to go in the wall. He got to have something to work on. So that's what's next. What else we have? New hydrate and breathe. I don't know who wrote that down there. Is that my wife? All right. Hydrate and Breathe is done. New Era Music 972, member for 11 months. New Era Music is 1 month away from their big red one. If you see people go by with their names, they have that big red one. That means they've been a subscriber and a member for over a year. Seems like I just subbed yesterday, man. Time flies when you're getting old. God bless from Texas, bottom of Glass Nation. New Era, thank you for that. Yeah, it's hard to believe that we've all been doing this for as long as we have. Martin Fan for Life, member for 3 months. He's an extra. Taylor Stanton. Just wanted to say, love listening under the hood in the shop. You give me hope for the future generations that you have a platform to pass your knowledge on to the future generations. Love it. Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate that. We couldn't do the garage show last night on Facebook. We will. We just missed that one, but we will. We'll go back to doing that. We have some expansions that will do very well in there, and we'll get to those later. Mrs. Four Watton, $5 PayPal link, sir. Thank you. I did that one. Mrs. Four Watton, again, PayPal link, please. You know what? She keeps giving $5 and telling me to put up the PayPal link. I shouldn't have put it up there. I should have just let Mrs. Fort Watton every 60 seconds put up $5 for the PayPal link. Rowdy Bobby 18 Gen X Toss asked General what he thinks about the sale of the Washington Commanders football team. I have so many feelings on that. We should cover that. Maybe we'll cover that because that hits a political angle for me. Let's cover that on the World Show, perhaps tomorrow. Let's leave that up there, Gen X Mom, so I can make some notes for tomorrow's show. Robert London, member for 2 months. Do you guys do the one Star Wars day? I do 3, May 4th, Revenge of the 5th, and Return of the 6th. I'm a nerd, I know. Now, we kind of do the first, 5, 6, 7 days, and we just keep it going for as long as we can. Watching Star Wars, talking Star Wars, being silly about Star Wars. We geek out on that, too. And I do the same thing with Star Trek, only it's not as prevalent, for obvious reasons. And I'm glad you're with me on that. Good. Glad you're coming aboard. All right. So the studio being up, Mrs. 4, am I at a point where I can trim this or shave this? Can this all come off now? Can I be done with this? I made a promise to Mrs. 4 I wouldn't cut my hair or shave my beard until the studio was up. But we didn't really say if it should. That really looks bad. My beard is looking horrible. Stand by, citizens. Hear that? That is the sound of me dragging a fishbone like the Flintstones do across my face. All right, clean it out. We'll try it again. Go back. Boom. That didn't look any better. Well, we haven't really made any rules on that, but I held true. I trimmed it up a little bit when I had to do something important in Las Vegas for that Pro Bowl thing. I did that. But I haven't cut it, and I haven't shaved it, but I'm getting close. Or is this just, some of you have said, that is now Mrs. Four Watton's beard. That is your new look. You can trim it, but you have to leave it. Now, everyone has said there are a lot of people saying this is my new look. Yes.
I have a PayPal.
Well, well. How about a good morning, a good afternoon?
I said
How
hello.
about a hello?
I said hello
All you said
earlier.
was, "I have a PayPal."
When I first came here,
You
I said
shock
that.
people when your voice just appears. You need to ease people.
I
into
like
the-
shock and awe.
Can't you ease your way into it and go?
Didn't you say I'm mysterious?
You are very mysterious.
Okay, so shock and awe is
Even
good.
after all these years, there's still some stuff I look and it's deeper than I think I can go.
That's right.
Absolutely, your soul
Keep you
has
guessing.
like an ocean.
Thank you.
All right, what do you got?
Mrs. For $100.
Oh my God, Mrs. Four is showing all of you up.
Lionheart salary fund.
Okay, well, I firmly believe we can stop with that now. So he's got like $300. That should cover him for the week, or so one would think. So yeah, we'll figure out trimming of the trimming, and we'll go for the going of the going, and we'll figure out the other way around. There was something else I want to tell you. I didn't write a book of lies. You notice that I haven't gone to a bunch of pictures lately. I kind of went old school, kind of coming back in here, answering stuff on the sheets, talking to you folks about things. Did you notice, did you catch that vibe that there's not as much of me showing you? I'm going to go back, yes, because there are people that ask they would like that new style where I talk about a picture, I talk about something, and I will do that. But I've also been kind of leaning a little bit more backwards towards the way we used to do things a long time ago. Just flip on the camera and drink and go. We've done that before. Some of you have been around. That's the way you remember it. You remember growing up that way because we did. All right. So let me run amok in here. Trippy Pineapple, and I think we got this covered, and then I fucked it up. Trippy Pineapple, as you know, been on staff a long time here, and he took Beaufort. Remember Beaufort the goat? He took Beaufort out to his family, and they've been hanging on to Beaufort and raising him, but they're downsizing. They're moving animals around. We have to find a new home for Beaufort. He has a couple of options, but if anybody would like to keep Beaufort the goat, for reals, don't just say you're going to keep and then go fucking do something bad. You got to be a good person, you know. Don't hurt Beaufort and have me kick the shit out of you, because I will. I love Beaufort. He's a cool goat. Anybody who has some ideas on how to keep Beaufort, if you have goats, it might be nice to have him around friends. Just let me know. If you guys got an idea on that, Beaufort does need to get to a home. We have some stuff that we could desperately do if we had to. Loud One said he would take him, but he's going to be in Oklahoma, and the kid would like to have Beaufort a little closer if possible. So if you guys come up with something, if you think of something I have forgotten that you said, please remind me. Say it again, either in here or email me, genxdad@genxtalks.com. We'll give Beaufort a place to stay. All right. Dum-dum-dum. Yeah, Josh D, you can't eat Beaufort. That's what I'm trying to say. That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't want you holding up a hamburger one day and going, oh, yeah, I got Beaufort right here, baby. I don't want to see that. Hurt my feelings. Okay. Sandy, don't tell everyone goat is tasty. That's not the way you want to go. So I think there's so many things to talk about that I don't want to go 6 hours on. One of them is I have been maybe the lone voice. I'm sure there's others, but I have been a lone voice trying to tell everyone in the world that the pendulum is swinging back the other way about Generation Z and how they're acting and how they're behaving. I've told you guys this. And now it seems that it's starting to catch on, and other people are beginning to speak in that direction. People that have some clout. Yeah. People that carry some weight. And so now the big push is on from the media. No, Gen Z's fucked up. Look how they're fucking up here. Look at their ideals here. They're all, you're just talking about, in my opinion, a small percentage of Generation Z. They are weird. The bulk of them are weird that they're not participating in Tide Pod eating. They're not participating in bottle flipping. They're just moving in a direction of, I'll figure this out myself, leave me alone. I told you guys about a story that I heard, and I followed up and read, and then I thought that can't be true. And here's the story. It says that cell phone companies, cell phone stores are having trouble keeping flip phones in stock. They've been asked for them over the past couple years. They started stocking them again. They don't get on the internet. That's right. That means you can't ask for directions. Hey, where am I going? You can't ask. It does texting. You can send pictures, and you can call. And the story was that this generation and some millennials are asking for those phones because they're trying to disconnect a little bit. Now, that in itself would be a huge dynamic story because that means that they're not susceptible to the control. You can't get in their heads 24/7. So very few people picked up on that story. I decided to call. I started calling around cell phone stores. Do you sell flip phones? Yes. Do you have any in stock? No. Why not? They sell it every chance we get. I called 5 stores, all 5 same thing. T-Mobile, AT&T, Spectrum, called different stores, same thing. That story is clearly true. That there is a feeling, there is a vibe of Generation Z that and some late millennials that are just going, fuck, man, I just got to stop this. Now, there's some disadvantages of that. I use the apps on my phone for traffic, right? I do. But can you imagine a generation of kids that has made a decision to disconnect a little bit from technology? Can you imagine? I have been saying it for a long time. And the mainstream media is crushing those type of stories. No, it's not true. No, it's not true. They're just as fucked up. They're with us. They believe what we're saying. They believe what we're pushing. We can put stories right to their phone. They wake up in the morning. They see our propaganda, and they believe it. They eat it for breakfast. And by the end of the day, they're shitting out our propaganda. We are in their blood, in their system. We own them until you find out that they're not listening. And that they're challenging their teachers in school to shut up about climate change. Let's just talk about math. This is a math class. It's happening. It's a real thing that's really happening. I think it's bigger than people know. Mainstream media says it's small. You're talking about 1%. I don't know, man. When I hear stories, big stories about stupid shit Gen Z is doing, and they glorify it in the news. That almost to me is like, you have to put that story out there. You fuckers have to sensationalize that story because you know the truth is over here and they're not fucking listening to you guys anymore. That's becoming my mentality on this. I really still feel that, and I think it may show up in these next elections. I really do. I think a lot of them that are over 18 and are voting, I think we're going to see. I think, first of all of the voting data we're going to get, all of the exit poll data is all going to be wrong because they're not going to tell you. They already have this mentality of mind your own fucking business. I'm going to do what I want. I think Generation Z, all the data that we're going to see leading up to the election, somebody's going to go, well, Generation Z seems to be pushing this candidate right through. This candidate's going to win thanks to Generation Z, and they're coming together. And then when that candidate loses, they're going to come out with stories. Oh, they lied to us. We had all of our people and the exit polls and they lied to us. It didn't turn out like that at all. Those motherfuckers didn't tell us the truth. Yes, that's what I think is going to happen. Write that down, because we're still a ways away from the elections, are we not? Write that down, that is my prediction, that they are going to hang a victory of a candidate on Generation Z based on what they're being told through surveys and focus groups and exit polls. My prediction is it's going to go the other way, huge. President, governors, mayors, senators, congressmen. And then they're going to come back and say, well, those motherfuckers lied. And no shit. I say they've been doing it this whole time. And they're going to get exposed. I think the media is going to get exposed when that happens. They're going to turn and go, holy fucking shit. The old crusty guy with the gray beard in Bakersfield was right. Fuck. How did he know? Because I was fucking looking around. I'm not special. I'm not using voodoo powers. All right? I'm not chanting naked around a campfire in my backyard, sprinkling pixie dust and watching it all turn blue. No, I'm not even fucking reading tea leaves. I'm just telling you, I'm observing what's going on and going, this looks like it's moving that way. I'm not spinning it. I'm not coloring it. I'm not lying. I'm not making stuff up and adding ingredients to the stew. I'm not. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Write it down. Write it down, because I really think that when that time comes, you guys are going to come to me and go, well, in my home state, they said this, they did this, and guess what? Just like you said, it went this way, and they complained at the end. All I'm saying is write it down. If I'm wrong, all right, I'll buy you guys a beer. No, not a Bud Light, but a real beer. But we'll do it. I'm just telling you that I got a feeling that we still got more time for this to grow in the direction that I already see is happening. I think it's there now. Can you imagine what it's going to be like in another year? Big stuff, baby. Big stuff. All right. So, Two Bear, quit watching the Laker game. That's it. Two Bear's fired. You know what? That motherfucker just posted a Lakers score. Is my stuff so fucking boring that you felt the necessary, like, well, no one's listening to the general anyway. Fuck it. We'll put up the Lakers score. All right. Two Bear's in a timeout. Fuck it. He's gone. Who else is in here pissing me off? Oh, no. Anybody else? Anybody else got something to say? All right. Well, listen, we're coming up on the hour. I'm going to go. I want to go longer. I'm going to have one final drink with you guys, but I got to get some stuff done around here. Thank you guys for making me feel better about today. I know we didn't solve any mysteries of the universe this time, but it's Thursday. Saturday's coming. I got a world show tomorrow. I'm going to talk about some stuff. I'm going to talk about a secret email that I got, and then it deleted itself. Yes, I'm going to talk about that. I got a Yahoo email that deleted itself after I opened it, and it had to do with China. Yeah, really fucking trippy. So someone's probably just playing a joke on me and just trying to get my dander up, but you never know. Who knows? It could be something cool. Probably not, but it's still fun to talk about. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Then tomorrow night, Friday night, we have the Garage Show on Facebook for an hour, 6 o'clock. But Saturday's coming around, and there should be some really big news by Saturday. We should have a big show Saturday. Let's go a couple hours. Let's line out all the progress we've made on some stuff. We'll have pictures. We'll catch you guys all up. Everybody can drink. Everybody can relax. We can all have a good time Saturday. Why? Because there's no reason to wake up on Sunday. Yeah. Why? Because I'm an ordained minister. I am a licensed, certified, ordained minister. And what I'm telling you is on Saturday, that counts as church. Yeah. True story. You know how many dudes just went, fucking A, honey, I ain't going with you on Sunday. No, the general's taking me to church. No, he's an ordained minister. He just said so. He ain't lying. I'm going to church on Sunday night, and we're taking communion because we're having some hot dogs, and we're breaking bread and having wine. Only we're all drinking whiskey, but it's the same thing, honey. All right, I'm going to church on Saturday night, and that's it. You've heard me speak. And that's all I'm talking about. There's a bunch of dudes who just turned to their wives and said those very words to them, and maybe even a thicker accent. That's true. Mine isn't that thick. Here we go. Down one more. What do we got in here? What's another one? Josh Stephenson, another $20. Turn the whole screen orange. Thank you very much. Jolene Jensen, welcome to the bottom of the glass nation. Now, I didn't see Jolene's name go by. I hope all of you welcomed Jolene. Made her feel good when she came in. Jamie Winters, I really enjoy your show, General, and I haven't found anything I disagree with you on. Well, Jamie, let's work on that. How do you feel about pygmy albino aborigines in the Australian desert? I'm sure we can find a way to argue about them. We just have to try. Oh, listen, I got to go. I got to run. You guys never even asked who the $2 whore was. I'm very disappointed. I'll get over it, but it's going to bother me for about another 11 minutes. All right, I got to go. I got to get out of here. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for the donations. Saturday, we're going to have a big show. Join us tomorrow morning in the World Show, 10 o'clock Los Angeles time on YouTube, and then we'll do some stuff. And then Saturday will come around. We'll have a big show that night. Settle in. Put the dog out. Tell your ex she can't come over. He can't come over. You're doing something with me. You have a date for that night. It's with this guy. And we'll see you guys Saturday. Thanks for checking in. Wherever you go, there you are. And I'll catch all you guys, my friends, on the flip side. That's what I'm saying. We gotta go.